On this episode of One Man, One Hand, and No Real Plan, we take a shot at finishing the back of the cab. When we last left you, we were starting to get the whole back panel squared away and worked out to be straight and true and actually line up. Well, now we've got the back of the cab roof line leveled. So the cab line will line up with this to be level so that we can start aligning it. But I found a problem when I had everything level in place. On the passenger side, with the roof line leveled, the gaps are a little breezy. What I figured out is that my hinge mounts are about the width of the gap low on here. Now remember, this is the side that it got hit in the front and everything was pushed up, and I've been fixing that damage as we go. And what I've learned is once I fix the bottom of the door to no longer be pushed up, then I apparently got a big old gap. It's the Royal Gorge. So once I decided to ignore the passenger door for now and just work on getting everything lined up to where I know it's supposed to be in relation to the cab being level, I am going to tack up that split part. And then there's one seam over there I'm going to tack up with the welder, and then I'm going to work on putting it together. I think I'm going to start with the center panel top and then work my way around and see what happens. Some people think it takes a lot of clams to make a hot rod. I think it takes a lot of clamps. Clamps. So I've got a bunch of these nuts and bolts that I just use to put everything in with, but it's kind of hard to show, but they bolted in along here. I'm going to put them in and try and align it as best I can to where the holes should be. I've got a really good hole here, so I'm going to try and center it, and then hopefully the rest will be where they belong. You can see how this U right here isn't directly in the center. So I'm going to try and center it. So now I'm going to use that to try and orientate. I've got another hole right here that now isn't quite centered. So I'm going to try and use these two. And there's a third one over here that's in pretty decent shape. I'm going to try and use these 2-3 holes to get it on average in the center, and then call that where it belongs. It looks like to me it's a little in too far this way, so I pushed it out just a little, and that really did help that hole line up. So I think, looking at all these across here, they look pretty good on average. I've even got a third one right there that I haven't shown you yet that really has a good alignment too. So I'm going to go ahead and put them in across and see what it looks like. Look! I found my nut! I just figured out why this bows up as much as it does. I have to fix that next. You can see how much better it lines up now that we've done that. It's fitting so well that we're actually level. This is level, this is level, the back of the cab is level. It's actually right. So I've discovered that the door A-pillar on the passenger side is a little more involved than just being low. The cowl goes down just a little bit on that side, and I need to raise the sheet metal on the passenger side cowl to make everything work out to be level. It's just a sheet metal panel that is attached over the top. Before, there was a wooden bar that everything kind of screwed together, and you can see these holes. It was a nail. It just nailed the holes into the wood. So it's just a skin over the structure. And so what I'm going to do is raise, it's only attached right here and right here. And so I'm going to clean that up, and then I'm going to move it up and see how everything lines up then, and see what else we can discover in our nightmare of Jeff's previous work. So here's how I'm gonna raise this cowl corner up. I've got my floor jack in here, and I just kind of clamped it. It's not super, I just don't want it to move. There shouldn't be enough force to push it, but then I got a board going up to this real strong ridge right there. There's 1, 2, 3 bends right there, so it should be really strong. And I'm just going to start jacking it up slowly so that I can hopefully get it raised to where it needs to be. So I'm going to draw a line right there, and we can see how far we raise it. So when all was said and done, I ended up raising it 3/4 of an inch, which is a lot more than I expected. I tacked it in a couple of spots just to keep it in place, but I don't know what the orientation to the door is yet. So I'm going to just leave this all loose and just have one spot to cut up if I need to adjust the depth or something. But now I'm going to try lowering this and see what happens. Well, good. It just went down with nothing breaking. I like that. So now for the first time, I actually have a level cab with a level cowl, with a level radiator, with a level rear roof cab, with an actual alignment of everything. Yeah. So now that the roof is level, I'm going to work on this corner piece right here. See, it's not perfect yet, but there's a lot of door adjustment. But the gap is really starting to come together. So I think what I'm going to do is fix the passenger door in the next video and work on continuing. But the back of the cab, the top of the cab, the whole thing is level now. And a few little tweaks here and there, and I think it's going to be solid for a change. So that gets us back to where the cab is all level, it's all put back together, and everything is solid to go forward. We got decent gaps on the driver's door now. We're going to go ahead and readjust and reinstall the passenger door, because we can't really finalize everything until that's in, but that'll be the next video. If you like what you're seeing, I really appreciate you watching and especially making it to the end. If you really enjoy what I'm doing, please feel free to subscribe or like the video, and I'm going to keep plugging away. We'll see you next time.